it about this outfit that I can't take my jacket off?
Because we are in an ugly place.
Like, what kind of place makes it okay?
I don't know, but I see that's a place I don't like it. They are guys to looking to her. I don't want to be controlling, but I'm a man. I know more than her.
So basically, his rules aren't exactly necessarily based on his religion or his culture. Some of the rules that he has are literally based on what he likes and on what he approves and does not approve. So in this specific location, he just doesn't approve her taking her jacket off in this location because of the type of men that he's seeing. And because he's a man, he knows more than her. Well, if Adnan sees nothing wrong with what he says, then so be it.
Frustrating that Adnan keeps prioritizing his roles over me and my well-being. It doesn't feel good.
It probably doesn't feel good because you went off and married this man without actually, you know, developing a relationship with him like in person. You know, these things. Do you know what? Let's say, for example, these two had conversations before they got married. And let's say, you know, he had made it abundantly clear about all the things that he expects from her, you know. Let's just say that was a thing. And she agreed. She was like, listen, I don't mind that. I respect that. Obviously, you want to, you know, have this controlling nature. You want to have this nature where you take over certain things. And I understand that you want me to dress in a way that is respectful, blah, 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 blah. If they had that conversation before they got married, right, okay? No, so before they met. And she agreed to it. And then still agreed to marry him. Who are you to blame? You're going to blame her. She didn't have these conversations with him, but she still married him. So who are we to blame? We're going to blame her. So what I'm trying to say is, in both situations, right? She's still going to be at fault. Why? Because even if he had notified about all these things, she would still need to experience them first. Because when people tell you things, they don't hit as hard as when you're actually experiencing it. Yeah, he says, listen, you must wear certain things that I like, certain things that I approve. She goes, okay, that's cool, that's not too bad, blah, 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 blah. I'll ask a few questions, blah, blah, blah. But then when you're in the moment and you're in a location where you're feeling hot, you're feeling uncomfortable with your jacket, and you really want to take it off because it's making you feel claustrophobic a little bit. And then he says, oh, no, you can't do it in this situation. See, that's the moment where you can then learn and recognize how serious what he's saying is, and then also see how much leeway you have with the response that you have. And if he gives you the energy, he says, no, it's my way no matter what, and you agree to it, then that lets you know whether or not you should still want to marry this person or not. But she didn't do that. She skips all those steps. Point being, it's very hard to have sympathy for her because she put herself in it.
Before we get married, I told you everything about these things.
No,
baby,
I didn't understand, honey. You know,
Let's get into that one. But I didn't understand. What do you mean you didn't understand? And this is my point. So you've had the conversations, but you didn't understand. What would I do if I didn't understand? I would ask the question again. I would ask the question to be rephrased. I would ask, what do you mean? Let me know what you mean. But most importantly, I would then have to experience what you mean before marrying you. But nah. She didn't do that. That's why I do enjoy one of the comments he does say later on.
With the chiropractor,
okay,
but he's a doctor.
He's not doctor, chiropractor.
So
it's so hard to me and touching your body 3 times in a week, more than me. I am here in other country, so much.
I'll do that, but what I'm saying is, I feel like you don't think that I've made a lot of changes.
Here we go. But I just don't feel like, you know, you're appreciating the changes that I've made, though. You've made all these requests, but, you know, miss me with the BS. Listen, it doesn't matter what changes you've made if you're dealing with somebody that's never going to stop changing you. You're dealing with somebody that is controlling. You can change every single thing that he asks of you. But guess what? it will never be enough because there'll always be something new for him to want you to change. He could tell you today that he wants you to dye your hair pink. And then the very day that you go and dye your hair pink, he can then go tell you, no, I want you to go dye it blue. Because he wants the power to be able to switch up on you at any given time. That is the whole idea behind someone like him. And that's why she should have experienced him for at least a year before deciding about all this marriage nonsense. People wonder why I take my time. You know what I mean? I take my time, you know, when I'm getting to know someone. And I don't care how long I want to take my time for, because I gotta make sure, you know, I'm recognizing everything that I need to recognize. People want to wait around, they can wait around. If they don't, that is fine. Tells me all I need to know.
They're not acknowledging my changes. And it bothers me because there's just like this double standard there. For example, I have to change my swimwear, but you're not willing to change your swimwear.
You know what? Maybe your mind is so small.
I am not gonna lie to you. Like, I generally do. I'm with him on this one. Her mind is quite small, because you married the guy after 4 months of talking to him online without even meeting him. You need to have a small mind. In fact, they both need to have a small mind. But like I said, you married a guy without even experiencing how he lives life, because he's from a whole different country, a whole different religion, a whole different culture, a whole different way of living, with the similarity of your ex, or the fact that he's also controlling too. That's the only thing about him that you'll be familiar with, the fact that he's similar to your ex, which would have told you to stay away from him. But you didn't, did ya? You just wanted a little bit of him. And also, I've noticed that, what's his name again? Adnan. I've also noticed Adnan is balding, you know. I mean, to be fair, you probably go to Turkey and get hair transplant anyway. But my point being is, I do wonder though, if he started to lose his looks, I wonder if she'll stick around, to be honest with you. Just saying. Nonetheless though, let's continue with this small brain, small mind. But to be fair though, how can she sit there and say, well, if I can't wear a certain bikini, then that means you can't go swimming or to the beach wearing just shorts. Your top has to be covered up too. I ain't gonna lie to you, that was that's crazy work right there. If you're gonna bring up the term double standard, at least make it make sense with what you request moving forward. You're basically trying to match. She's basically trying to match his energy. She thinks the things that he's requesting are small and petty, unnecessary, so therefore she's doing the same thing back. She's trying to play the game. Don't play the game with somebody like him. It's only going to mess you over in the long run. Fool.
A different and like a idiot one. When someone, man, it's swimming.
So how do you think I will
swimming
feel?
with a t-shirt, it's idiot.
But
just telling her I will wear a shirt when I'm swimming to stop this conversation. But it's stupid. I'm a guy. I don't need to do it.
I'm just going to say that I agree with the comment of where he says that it's an idiot thing to do, because it would be an idiot thing to do, to be fair. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong, like, there's nothing wrong going to the beach with a top on, with a vest on, whatever, but when you actually get into the water, I'm not going to get I'm not going to go for a swim with my top on. That doesn't make no sense. And I'm not scuba diving, am I now? I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't mind scuba diving one day, you know? But I'm not, am I? But anyway, we continue.
Until Tigerlily understand in Muslim household, husband has a final say. We won't be happy.
And that is him laying down the law that, hey, guess what? I'm going to control your life for as long as I want to control your life. Whether you like it or not, I'm in control. Point blank, period. My say goes. It's crazy because I could sit here and talk about how much of a douchebag I believe that Adnan is, how unfair that I believe he is, how controlling he is, how he even has certain traits that tells me that he may potentially have abusive nature towards him. But we're dealing with a woman that is 41, dating a man that is 23. So therefore, she should be the mature one in the relationship. She should be the one that should have known how to basically court this relationship before it became anything. She didn't do the whole courting thing. Just skip the whole thing and just dive into a relationship with somebody, you know, nearly half her age. Imagine being in a relationship with someone that's nearly half your age and they say that you have a small mind. Wow, that's crazy work. Imagine that. You're 41 and the 25th is telling you that you got a small mind. And he's also telling you that you've got, that your idea is basically idiotic. That just tells you all we need. That tells you what a lot of us are aware of. Age doesn't always mean maturity. And clearly age for her has not allowed her to be in a position where she is got this level of maturity. How she has children, I don't know. Honestly, sometimes it does baffle me because there are some people in this world that when they are parents, they're actually really, really good parents. But when it comes to other things outside of being a parent, they're just complete like donuts. I'm like, how? How? What's going on here? I mean, I had a running joke with one of my friends before, you know. I used to say, one of my friends is a single mom, and I used to be like, I used to say, what do you call it? Like clearly when you gave birth, all of your common sense went to your children because some of the things that you be doing sometimes, I just don't understand how you be doing these things. Like, there's no logical sense behind them, you know? You know, like when you're a parent, you're good, you're fantastic. But when you're not one, it's like you're a complete airhead. Did you just birth of all? Did you just give birth to all your common sense? That's why they say sometimes, you know. That's why they say sometimes, obviously, when a child, you know, is unsure about anyone that their parents bring in the house. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they say. You know what I mean? Like, you know, for example, when when women are single mothers, okay, and they're trying to bring a man in the house, and their children can be a bit challenging to that person they're trying to bring in the house. Sometimes they do because they generally just don't like that person, and they obviously don't want that person to replace their father, right? But then sometimes some of them is because they see something. They see something that mummy is not seeing. I always say that thing that they see is the gut feeling and the common sense that the mother gave to them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, whatever. You're either gonna laugh at it or you're gonna say, yeah, you're stupid. Yeah, it is what it is. It's all bats at the end of the day. Like I said, it was a running joke. With that being said though, let me know your thoughts and we can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.